going to kick Sephiroth's ass. YouTube, this is your King of the Night, Vincent Valentine EXter. Sorry for the voice loss. I've been, partying it up right in my vacation, so I've been gone for like a while. I'll still come back to stream like next week. I'm still kind of on vacation, so I'm using my phone and my laptop, but that's where I've been, is just on vacay, so I will return and stream again. So right now I'm going to be making a video, right now since I can with my phone, and so I'm going to get started with the subject of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. How would they incorporate Vincent Valentine's gameplay in the game? Now, Vincent Valentine uses a lot of guns, so you would need gunplay like episode Prompto and the Dirge of Cerberus. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a mix of the D-pad controls, just like the other characters. That's going to be unique to the characters. Now, Vincent will probably have at least 2 guns you can use. You could switch from the other one, and then the one in the bottom will be the brawler mode he has when he's in Dirge of Cerberus. And then pressing the limit break, of course, you'd be able to access the limit break transformations. Now, hopefully the materia system actually returns in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I hopefully that does actually happen, because that'd make the game more hyped than ever. And Vincent Valentine being one of my favorite of all time Final Fantasy characters of all time, I really stress that they do what they can to make the game good. I really hope make his gameplay good. And I think the best way to make it fluid, to make it tolerable to Final Fantasy players of all time, is to make it just like it is with, with the character switching and the action-based RPG system, which is not going to be action-based, it's going to be like Kingdom Hearts, but make it so you can switch to guns. I'd say make every character's gameplay unique and different. That way it feels... Because one thing I liked about Final Fantasy 15 that, will always stick with me in Final Fantasy 15 was when you got to switch to the characters, they had their own individual gameplay. As Gladiolus had the big giant brute sword force, because that's what Gladiolus' playstyle was. Ignis was a combination of magic and basic weapons, and Prompto was all shooters for each playstyle. And then Noctis had the combination of all of them. Of course, Cloud's not going to be able to have the combination, considering he's a sword user. So I think the best thing they would do to make Vincent Valentine's gameplay a lot better now, even though he was an optional character in the original. One thing I like about the non-turn based is now you get to play the characters' individual fight styles, which will make it even better. Now they can actually program an actual move set for each character to show that you're playing a different character. Not to say the materia systems won't be the same. The materia system will still be the same, no matter who you equipped it to, but like basic attacks. Like with Tifa would be all brawler. Barret will be gun arm in brawler. Cloud would be pretty much Buster Sword and magic, pretty much. So the best way to put Vincent Valentine on the scale from gameplay would to actually update it with the Dirge of Cerberus, the Dirge of Cerberus brawler fight style as a moveset, and also the episode Prompto gun changing moveset, considering there's people who and not only this would attract people who are into shooters as well into Final Fantasy. Considering that even though most people didn't like episode Prompto, episode Prompto was like one of the most top, was the most top hated, episodes. Well, I wouldn't say hated, but like controversial episodes. But I think it would fit right into the series as well, considering the fact that it introduced new things to Final Fantasy to make it better. It did attract some people. Now, there are people that are pro and anti-episode Prompto. For me, I'm kind of pro, besides the, final boss fight of that episode, which was totally Metal Gear, but they don't have to make it Metal Gear. Considering Vincent Valentine uses guns, and they could probably incorporate this stuff in Final Fantasy VIII Remake when they have Laguna on your team. That way, it'd be unique to each fighting style. Since Vincent uses guns, I think the trigger switch would to switch what guns you want to use for something that you get a chance of 2, and only that would make Vincent Valentine's gameplay all the more complete is if you could customize the guns like you did in Dirge of Cerberus for Vincent, as well as you can customize the swords for Cloud and everybody else in your party. As well, so it'd be personal. I think if Tetsunomura and Yoshinori Kitase was actually smart, they would actually try to incorporate all those. They would try to incorporate some of the stuff from Final Fantasy 15 and other recent Final Fantasies to make each character their own play style, so you feel like you're actually playing the character. You're actually feeling like you're the character when you switch them as your party leader. Because in this one, they're not going to do it like they did with 15, where you had to wait till you get the episode DLCs. Since Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be a full game, and they did confirm that you could make whoever you want as your party leader. Let's just say someone as big as a Vincent Valentine fan as I am, and they unlock Vincent Valentine whenever episode he actually comes out, or if you have to buy him as a DLC, or whatnot, or they change it where you have to actually fight the lost numbers of DLC to get him, it'd be pretty cool to actually have the gun switch mode, just like with combination of episode Prompto and Dirge of Cerberus, while still keeping Vincent Valentine magic based like he was in the original game, because that's going to be very important to make him a complete magic base in the original game, of course. But also make it so he can use his guns to make it and not have a switch, and have it like Dirge of Cerberus where you could customize everything. You could even add materials, different rotoscopes you could put on the top for good accuracy, or good materia base stuff to add magic with your shots. This will make Vincent Valentine even a better character to play as than the original, because even though I like the original, Vincent Valentine wasn't all as good as he is in Dirge of Cerberus in the original. Matter of fact, because of Vincent Valentine's, poor defense, and understandably so, he was an optional character in the original game, so they don't want to actually, they didn't want to put too much time into it, but thanks to his low defense, he was actually not as good as a character as you thought you remember. It was cool. I mean, he had high attack, high magic, but you had to put items to increase defense. But what if your defense could be increased by just with simple customizations of the guns that you put into Vincent Valentine's, upgrades? Because I'm pretty sure with this new remake, they can make it so you could upgrade the swords. You could upgrade the weapons and stuff like that. You don't have to just buy better weapons to actually to do good. You can actually upgrade. You could pretty much take a Buster Sword, take pieces from other swords for Cloud, and just put pieces on that Buster Sword to make it even better and stronger. And I'm thinking, just like a Dirge of Cerberus, where you're able to buy pieces to make Vincent's gun stronger, I don't see why they couldn't do that for the customization as well as that for both his DLC, and probably a DLC where you go to the alternate chapter and you have to save people in Midgar, where Vincent is the leader. But even if Vincent's not your leader, it'd be a lot better to actually have everybody have their own play set, have their own unique skills. Especially with the remake, they can actually do it, and this will end up being really good. Looking at Final Fantasy 15, You know, if I even hate Final Fantasy 15 or love Final Fantasy 15, you've got to admit that Tabata was smart to make each character have their own unique fight style, you know, and their own unique attack base. Just like, you know, it was actually better. That way you felt like you're playing the character. Like when I played Prompto, I felt like I was playing Prompto. When I played Gladiolus in 15, I felt like I was playing Gladiolus. So when I played Ignis, I felt like I was playing Ignis. You know, I felt like I was actually playing those characters. Same thing with the Comrades deals, the multiplayer Comrades DLC. I felt like I was playing those characters because they had their own play style to them, and I think it'd be important for Vincent Valentine to have incorporated of just the Dirge of Cerberus, you know, brawler style mixed with episode Prompto's gun switch style, because it'd be unique to Vincent Valentine and you'll feel just like Vincent Valentine playing playing that exact fight style. So people who love Dirge of Cerberus or episode Prompto, or just, you know, play shooters and they want to get into a Final Fantasy game, or they're just big fans of Vincent Valentine, it would be better to actually have his own unique movesets, just like everybody else did. Now, in the trailer, you did get to see Cloud with his unique movesets. You got to see Bear with his unique movesets. You see the characters changes and stuff like that through and through the animation. So I don't see why it couldn't be possible to actually, you know, have the arsenal change for Vincent Valentine. Considering just like Prompto and just like Laguna, he uses a gun. He's a gunslinger. In fact, that's actually the term in Final Fantasy for people who use guns. The gunslinger. The gunslinger class pretty much, you know, knows all their military, you know, firearms very well. So it would be a lot better if they actually incorporated this into the actual remake, considering the fact. Now, I know Dirge of Cerberus and Episode Prompto are very controversial games. Well, Episode Prompto is a controversial DLC, but there are a fan base that do like Episode Prompto a whole lot, so at the same time, this will actually please people. And, well, you know, even if you don't, it's most the fact that, you know, a character with their own play style makes it unique. Makes it completely unique to their own, so you feel like you're playing the actual character. Now, I know the Final Fantasy VII Remake's not going to come out for a little while, since Kingdom Hearts 3 is being pushed out. And I did a video talking about that they're starting over on level design. But once this comes out, I have full belief that whether Vincent Valentine is actually a regular character in the game you have to unlock, or that's no longer optional to unlock, or he's a DLC character with the DLC type of thing going on, you know, I think it's pretty possible to actually have his own play style, his own mechanic within the game. Now, the reason why I want to talk about Vincent Valentine a whole bunch, because Vincent Valentine being my favorite Final Fantasy character, I cosplayed the character, I based my YouTube name around him. You know how much of a big, die-hard fan of Vincent Valentine I am, so, you know, why would I not want to actually have his entire playstyle incorporated in the game they can actually do from what we've seen in the trailers and what we've seen from Final Fantasy 15? Even though those patches were added later on in 15, those patches also would give the great ideas. If Nomura and Katarse were smart, they would do this. They would do what I just suggest, and you know, they would do what I suggest and make that kind of play style. That way, it keeps people from each, you know, demographic. Even the original people would actually like this, because this will make the characters unique and different and have their own type of play style. Now, like I said, I'm sorry for my voice a little bit. It's hoarse. I've just been partying, so may the crystal be with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and like I said, I'm still kind of on the vacation, so I'm not going to be on there until after Friday on streaming again. But just want to let you know I'm still out here. I'm still doing a hustle. I'm just going to make videos on my laptop. So may the crystal be with you. And don't forget to subscribe to to King of the Night Twitch.tv. I'm now a Twitch affiliate. So if you could sub to my Twitch and get me some bits, that would also help. So may the crystal be with you.